He's the pride of Guadalajara, the Mexican maestro, the unified super middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Álvarez. His challenger, undefeated knockout artist and pride of Puerto Rico, Edgar Berlanga. It's prime time.
Canelo versus Berlanga, plus Lara versus Garcia. Saturday, September 14th, live on PBC Pay-Per-View on Prime Video.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas as we continue with Fight Week. It is Canelo and Berlanga this upcoming Saturday from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Tickets are available, AXS.com. We go live, PBC Pay-Per-View on Prime Video, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Joined alongside by my lovely colleague, Kinsey, who's going to be interviewing all the fighters. Kinsey, yesterday the grand arrivals were amazing. More fans coming in. What are you looking forward to most during these workouts?
I mean, it's always fun to get a little sneak peek of these fighters. We have so many fun interviews, so many great questions, but also get to see them warm up a bit. So this is going to be an exciting night, and I'm excited to have all of you guys here.
No question about it. Well, let's get to one of the fighters that will be involved in our prelim portion that starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. It'll be the main event of our prelims. You can get that free regardless of your Prime subscription, as Saturday night's event promoted by Canelo Promotions, TGB Promotions, in association with Matchroom Boxing. We bring up to the ring a man who has a record of 30 wins, 14 of those coming by way of knockout against 2 defeats. Born in Sonora, Mexico, living in Phoenix, Arizona. Enters this fight having won 3 in a row, and he has competed against the likes of Brandon Figueroa and Luis Panterita Neri. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Carlos Castro. Carlos Castro will collide against Stephen Fulton, the main event of our prelim portion that emanates at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Carlos Castro in the house on this Mexican Independence Day weekend. Kinsey, take it away.
Welcome, Carlos. I think first and foremost, I want to ask how you're feeling. This is a big weekend, Mexican Independence Day, and you're on the same card as Canelo Álvarez. How do you feel?
You know, it's a dream come true for any fighter, I believe, especially for me. You know, we come from a low-income community, and being in a stage like this is something I really dreamed of.
I love it. I know everybody's very excited to see you fight. Is there anything specific that you're expecting from Fulton this weekend?
Yeah, I'm expecting a hungry Fulton. You know, he's coming off a loss. He wants to avenge that loss, so I believe that this fight can steal the show. You know, I'm coming to give everything. He's coming to give everything, so let's give the fans a great fight.
Are you saying that you could possibly steal the show on Saturday?
I'm saying that that's what I'm looking for, to steal the show on Saturday.
To steal the show, and then what can fans expect? What are you expecting? A win, a knockout?
I'm expecting fireworks, you know.
Just fireworks, no predictions on it.
No predictions, just wait and see.
Okay, well, we're so excited to see you do your workout here. Welcome, Carlos Castro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Carlos Castro. He matches up against Stephen Fulton, the former unified super bantamweight champion of the world. Carlos Castro, originally from Sonora, Mexico, now residing in Phoenix. As we will allow Carlos Castro to work out, DJ D Miles, also our outstanding DJ, handling business as always. Inside the ring, ladies and gentlemen, we have Carlos Castro, who has a 30-2 record. He takes on Stephen Fulton. Make some noise, Las Vegas, for Carlos Castro. Thank you very much, Carlos. We wish you all the best against Stephen Fulton. As we have Carlos Castro joining us. Are you ready for our next guy?
Yeah, he's ready.
All right, we continue with our workouts here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand on this Mexican Independence Day weekend. Nothing like being here in Las Vegas during this historic weekend for fight fans around the world. Also, we have Mexico against Puerto Rico matching up. But our next matchup that we're going to discuss, Rolando Romero will take on this man. He's riding a 4-fight win streak, who is from Stockton, California, with a record of 16 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. We present to you Manuel Jaimes. A huge opportunity for the Stockton product. It is Manuel Jaimes who is looking to extend his win streak to 5. And Manuel Jaimes is standing by with my broadcast colleague. I turn it over to Kinsey. Kinsey, take it away.
Welcome, Manuel. I want to touch on your camp a little bit. You mentioned you trained with Robert Garcia. Can you touch on that and how that experience was?
Yeah, it was a great camp. I've had a couple camps down there already. It took about a month, 3 weeks to a month down there. It's just great work down there. You know, those world-class sparring, Hall of Fame coaches down there. So it's the best work I could have gotten for this camp.
So you feel totally prepared for Saturday?
100%.
And you are the underdog coming into this fight. How does that fuel you as a fighter?
Yeah, I'm the underdog. It's his hometown, but it's all good. I'm coming in. I got to do my work, and I'm coming to win.
This is a really big fight. You're on the same fight card as Canelo Álvarez. There's a lot of big lights. How do you handle those nerves going into Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I dreamed of as a kid, you know, being on the biggest cards, Mexican Independence Day weekend. So it's just really exciting for me. I'm just real happy to be here.
And how do you see Saturday panning out?
I'm getting a W. We're winning.
Getting that W. You guys welcome Manuel Jaimes for the media workout.
All right, Las Vegas, make some noise for Manuel Jaimes, predicting a W over Rolando Romero. draw. His opponent, Rolly Romero, the former super lightweight champion of the world. That'll kick off the pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. From T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, it is PBC Pay-Per-View on Prime Video. As you mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, Manuel Jaimes working out for all of you here in Las Vegas. Give him a round of applause. His opponent, Rolando Rolly Romero, the former super lightweight champion of the world on this card. 6 current or former world champions that'll be displaying their talent. Nothing like a big fight weekend here in Las Vegas during Mexican Independence Day week as Manuel Jaimes continues in final preparations for his matchup against Rolando Rolly Romero. As we wish Manuel all the best, good luck to you, Manuel Jaimes, as we allow him to take some photos, show him some love, Las Vegas, one more time, Manuel Jaimes. Cumby's ready to go, right? Yeah, we should. Well, we continue with Fight Week here in Las Vegas as we are off to a sensational start over the last few days. Want to thank our fine sponsors. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen ante todo. Also The Joker, fully due in theaters on October 4th. I've seen the trailers for that. You cannot miss that film on October 4th. And El Mexicano brand products, bringing authentic sub-order to your table. Somos El Mexicano. And now, we bring up a man who will collide for the interim WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the world. He has a perfect record consisting of 28 wins against 21 of those coming by way of knockout. Training here in Las Vegas, proudly representing Glendale, Arizona in 2023. Scored knockout victories over Vicente Martin Rodriguez and Rodolfo Esquilla Martinez in back-to-back contests. Most recently, he bested Christopher Pearson by unanimous decision in January of this year. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night, he will take on Caleb Plant, the former world champion, introducing the undefeated Trevor McCumby. It's led to the ring by Clarence Bones Adams, the former world champion. Great to see Bones in the house. Trevor McCumby, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring. Getting set for a showdown against none other than Caleb Plant. And I will turn it over to Kinsey. Trevor, before you work out, we have some business to attend to with Kinsey. Kinsey, take it away.
Welcome, Trevor. You mentioned how hard you trained for Caleb. What's been different for you about this camp?
A lot more sparring, a lot more running. We just pushed to the limit. Thank you, Coach.
You took a 4-year break, and now you're coming straight for the big stage. Are you nervous for Saturday?
No, not at all. I've been doing this my whole life, since I was 7 years old.
And is there anything specific that you're expecting? Is there anything specific that you're expecting from Caleb on Saturday?
No. He might meet me in the center of the ring, or he might get on his bike. We'll see.
There you guys have it now for Trevor McCumby for his workout.
All right, put your hands together, Las Vegas, for Trevor McCumby. He takes on Caleb Plant for the interim WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. The jacket's coming off. You know he means business now. So.
Caleb's getting slow. He's getting slow. Let's go, T-Red.
Inside the ring, ladies and gentlemen, we have Trevor McCumby. He matches up against Caleb Plant. McCumby looking to keep his perfect record intact and extend his record to 29-0. And if he's victorious, he will have and claim the interim WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. It's clear he's in impeccable shape. Clarence Bones Adams in his corner as well. McCumby and Caleb Plant, let's just say they're not the best of friends, and they likely won't be sending each other holiday cards as we approach the holiday season later on in the year. Trevor McCumby, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Kinsey, as we get ready for our next fighter, one thing that I love about Fight Week here in Las Vegas is the energy, the passion from the fans. We saw it during the grand arrivals yesterday, and I feel like a lot more fans are coming into town as we inch closer to Saturday night over here.
Well, I feel like, especially with this Mexican-Puerto Rican matchup, we just feel the passion in the crowd. They're representing their country so much more than just a big fight, and you can really feel it in the audience tonight.
Also, Kinsey, you and I have been to many fight nights, but we start the action at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. For those of you that have tickets, make sure to go to the T-Mobile Arena early because the prelim portion is outstanding, and we start at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. Stephen Fulton, Carlos Castro, but the undercard fights sometimes could steal the fight of the night.
This entire fight card, I'm not going to miss one fight. Usually, you know, you're really interested in the main cards. I'm interested in every single fight on this card, so it's going to be worth every single dollar on that pay-per-view.
Also want to let all the fight fans know some events going on during the week. Yesterday we had the grand arrivals open to the public. Today it is the media workouts. On a Friday We will have the weigh-in and the face-off outside of T-Mobile Arena at Toshiba Plaza. It is going to get loud, but it's free and open to the public as well, Kinsey.
Open to the public. There's nothing like being in Vegas for a fight week because you don't just get the fight, you get the weigh-ins, the media workout. So it's a packed week on fight week. So if you can, next time, you got to be in Vegas for fight week.
Also, one thing I love about our sport in boxing and combat sports in general is that as you're watching these guys compete, you know, you can be here ringside and maybe get an autograph from them, get a selfie from them. If you are an NBA fan, you can't go watch the Lakers and LeBron James practice. I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan. I can't go and watch Caleb Williams practice and get ready to go for Sunday. But here, during fight week, you can see your favorite fighters work out and see them up close and personal. I think that's so cool.
Also, we can tell just how much these fighters love their fans because not only are you up close and personal, but often these fighters are interacting with their fans, signing things. It's beautiful to see. So you've got to come next time because you could get that opportunity, that photo with the fighter. It's amazing.
And also, I just think it's amazing that you're so close and you're watching these guys in final preparations for their matchups. We have a huge pay-per-view card, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, 3 outstanding fights on our prelim portion, which precedes the pay-per-view. That's free on Prime Video, regardless of your subscription at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. The card is absolutely loaded. 6 former or current world champions on the card. And Kinsey, we all know that there's nothing better than a great rivalry. And when it comes to these two in our main event atop the marquee, Canelo from Mexico, Berlanga from Puerto Rico, nationalistic pride certainly on the line on Saturday night.
It's that amazing matchup, the Mexican versus Puerto Rico, but also Berlanga has been bringing the heat. He's had a lot to say about Canelo leading up to the fight, which really adds to it. So I'm excited to see what Berlanga brings on Saturday, and Canelo always brings it, so you know it's going to be a good fight.
Well, I also love the fact that Berlanga is very confident, and he has brought his entire team with him. He came in during the grand arrivals yesterday. You and I were there with this convoy, and he had his mascot out. He was representing the Puerto Rican flag, and he has continued that momentum. So this guy is certainly trying to put his stamp on this fight week as he gets ready to collide against Canelo Álvarez in this, the biggest opportunity of his career.
I think if you haven't seen Berlanga's entrance yesterday into the grand arrivals, you've got to check it out. He definitely is trying to make a statement. He wants to walk away on Saturday with that win and make a name for himself. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you want to go and take a look back at yesterday's grand arrival or the press conference or any fight week festivities, it's very easy. All you have to do is go to the Premier Boxing Champions YouTube page, click the subscribe button, and then you'll get notifications as to what's going on when it comes to the world of Premier Boxing Champions. But check out the grand arrivals, check out the press conference, and all fight week festivities as we are taking you behind the scenes, taking an in-depth look at what we can expect as we get closer to Saturday night. And what I love about combat sports, Kinsey, among many things, is that every fight is this guy's Super Bowl. This is the biggest moment of their careers, and honestly, we get so many big moments throughout the course of the year. Not just once a year, not just the big game, once a month, but this is such a huge opportunity for all the fighters on the card.
That's why I have so much respect for fighters. Obviously, in the NBA, in the NFL, you have an entire team backing behind you. If you make a mistake, the entire world isn't watching just you. With fighting, you have this one chance, this one night. There's no room for error, and I have so much respect for fighters.
Well, and for Edgar Berlanga, he's 22-0 with 17 knockouts, has a knockout percentage of over 70%. So he does have power, it is clear, but the question is, can he do something to Canelo Álvarez that's never been done before? Canelo has never been knocked out, and he has fought here during Mexican Independence Day weekend at least 5 times. He actually started his main eventing against Josecito Lopez during Mexican Independence Day weekend, going back to September of 2012. You were probably in junior high during that point, Kinsey. But my goodness, Canelo has been fighting during Mexican Independence Day weekend for quite some time, and he's looking to further his legacy here on Saturday night. But speaking of furthering their legacies, this man is a 2-division world champion as he comes to the ring with a record of 37 wins, 21 of those coming by way of knockout against 3 defeats. He's the former unified super lightweight champion of the world, former WBC welterweight champion of the world. He is aiming to become a 3-division world champion, trained by his father, Angel Garcia, proudly representing the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA. Here is Danny Swift Garcia. Great to see Danny Garcia in the ring. Welcome back, DSG. DSG's been fighting here in Las Vegas for some time. He's standing by with Kinsey.
Welcome. You're coming off a 2-year layoff and coming straight for Lara. Describe this to me. What makes you so confident?
You know, I'm just chasing history. And, you know, if you believe in yourself 100%, then the sky's the limit. You know, I believe in the hard work I put in. I believe me and my team, we believe that we could come in here, come off a 2-year layoff, and achieve greatness.
It would be really, really impressive. You know, Lara, he's got insane technical, really great defense. How have you prepared for that in camp?
You know, we got the right sparring, the right, we did everything correct. You know, it's all about preparation, and everything we've done is to get ready for Lara. It's going to show Saturday night.
You've been doing this for a very, very long time. Do you still get nervous for a big fight like this on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, I always get nervous. You know, if you don't get nervous, then you ain't doing something right. So that makes you stay on your toes. It makes you prepared. And you never want to be too comfortable in that ring. You always want to have that small chip on your shoulder.
And so describe the next few days leading up to the fight. What's your routine?
You know, just work out, shake off, watch my weight, and just rest. That's basically it.
Well, we're so excited to see you on Saturday, and let's do your media workout.
Danny Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. He's trained by his father, Angel Garcia, a.k.a. the Birdman in the house. Great to see Angel Garcia as well. Danny Garcia from Philadelphia, PA, getting ready to work out. Boy, I remember back when Danny put Amir Khan to sleep. I think that was in 2011, just to give you the extensive championship pedigree of Danny Swift Garcia as he works out in Las Vegas ahead of his co-main event showdown against Erislandy Lara for Lara's WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Danny Swift Garcia. Team DSG in the house. Always great to see Danny, who is a true champion. Danny, great to see you. We look forward to seeing you during fight week as Danny Garcia joining us here at the media workouts for all the fans. Talk about championship lineage, and also great to see his entire team as well. His father Angel and all of the DSG crew. It's been some time for Danny, and lo and behold, he's back, and looking forward to seeing him display his talents as he looks to further his legacy and try to become a 3-division world champion. Just starting and getting in the middle of fight week, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, we have the weigh-in and the face-off coming your way at Toshiba Plaza here in Las Vegas. For those of you watching around the world, very easy to keep up with what is happening with Fight Week. All you have to do is check out the PBC YouTube page. And then on Saturday, we will be live PBC on Prime Video pay-per-view. Do not miss it. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Before that, prelims come your way on Prime Video for free at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time, regardless of your subscription service. Also, there are a variety of other ways that you can go ahead and check out the card if you choose to do so. It is available for purchase on Prime Video, regardless of Prime membership. Also, you can purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com, PPV.com, and your traditional cable and satellite outlets. Tickets for the live event, they are going quickly on a Saturday night. AXS.com if you want to be in the arena at T-Mobile Arena for Canelo and Berlanga, as we are looking forward to speaking with Stephen Fulton coming up over the next few moments. Also, Rolando Romero, who is never shy to give his opinion on his fights and a variety of different topics. Certainly one of the most unique personalities in the sport. Caleb Plant as well, the former IBF super middleweight champion of the world. Caleb is back, focused, determined, and ready to put on a show against Trevor McCumby. McCumby undefeated. Both men have bad blood between each other. Now, Kenzie, I want to take, yesterday, it was a very pro-Canelo crowd, so I think we should take the temperature again. I know it's hot here in Las Vegas, but who are the fans here to support in Las Vegas? I think we should take a survey, don't you think, Kenzie?
Yeah, last night was kind of overwhelming from the love from Canelo, so I'm hoping we have a little bit of Puerto Rican support out here for Berlanga, but let's feel it out. How many of you guys here are for Canelo? A lot of Canelo supporters. Is anybody here rooting for Berlanga?
Puerto Rico's in the house, yes or no?
We got a few. We did get some boos, but I think it's going to be a great fight either way. So we might get an upset, we might not. Who can finally take down the king?
Well, we're going to find out on Saturday night. The fans win. I will tell you that because a variety of different one of these. When you look at this card, you know, you have the likes of Caleb Plant, Trevor McCumby, that can main event anywhere here in the United States. Danny Garcia, Erislandy Lara, two guys with rich boxing traditions that have been in there, done that. Both men 2-division world champions. You have Garcia's trying to become a 3-division world champion. Danny from Philadelphia, Erislandy Lara, one of the most accomplished amateurs in history who has transitioned himself to being a widely successful pro, and he's also the oldest world champion in boxing history. So even though Danny's been around for a while, he's taken on a guy who's the oldest champion in boxing history, or not boxing history, but the oldest champion right now in the sport of boxing. So how much does Lara have left, and how is he going to welcome Danny Garcia to this new weight at 160 pounds? Danny's last appearance was at 154 pounds. But we go from that, Kinsey, and we go to the lighter weight classes, as this man is a former unified super bantamweight champion of the world. His record, 21 wins, 8 of those coming by way of knockout against a single blemish. He will take on Carlos Castro in a 10-round super featherweight bout. That'll be the main event of PBC on Prime Video prelims. He's trained in his hometown of Philadelphia, PA, by Philadelphia's own Derek Boozy Ennis. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen Fulton Jr. And now, Stephen Fulton is standing by with Kinsey.
Welcome. You're coming off your first career loss. What statement are you looking to make on Saturday?
Just happy to be back.
You're happy to be back? Yes. We love to hear it. And this is your first time at featherweight. How is your body feeling?
It's feeling good. It's all right. I'm just ready.
You're ready. How has this camp differed from any camp in the past?
I have a new lead trainer, so we've been working on many things, and I feel like it all show. come fight night.
Okay, and how much do you know about your opponent? What can you expect from him on Saturday?
I'm not even sure. Who knows what they'll bring come fight night? They never fight the same styles may fight, so they never fight the same as they did the last opponent.
And what can you tell the fans that will pan out on Saturday? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm looking for a knockout. I'm looking for a stoppage. That's me.
And what round knockout?
It wouldn't even matter. That's just what I'm looking for.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, and let's get to your workout.
Stephen Fulton, ladies and gentlemen, working out. Great to see Stephen here in the house. Stephen Fulton collides against Carlos Castro in the main event of the PBC prelims on Prime Video. Great to see Stephen Fulton working out. Great to have him back, Las Vegas. Show some love to the former unified super bantamweight champion of the world. All right, so Stephen Fulton in the house here as he takes on Carlos Castro. That will be in the main event of the PBC prelims on Prime Video. And ladies and gentlemen, still to come, we'll talk with Rolando Romero, Caleb Plant, and Erislandy Lara. They are all on our pay-per-view main card, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. The event promoted by Canelo Promotions, along with TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. As you mentioned, a thank you to our great sponsors that are a part of Saturday night's mega night of boxing during Mexican Independence Day weekend. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Also, VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo. The Joker Folie Adu in theaters on October 4th. I've seen the trailer of that. My goodness, what a film that is going to be. Also, El Mexicano brand of products, bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Friday, the weigh-in starting during the afternoon on Friday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific time, outside of Toshiba Plaza in T-Mobile Arena. Do not miss it, as you will see the fighters weigh in and face off for the final time as we get closer to what is going to be a historic night of boxing. Great to be back here in the fighting capital of the world. We were here in June when Gervonta Davis knocked out Frank Martin. Also, Canelo Álvarez's win over Jaime Munguia. This will be the 11th appearance for Canelo Álvarez at T-Mobile Arena, having picked up major wins over the course of his illustrious career. The man needs no introduction over again, and he has fought and been involved in 25 World Championship matchups. And Kinsey, I think that's remarkable. 25 World Championship fights. Edgar Berlanga's 22-0 with 17 knockouts. Canelo has more championship fights than what Edgar Berlanga does in his entire career.
And Canelo is it's King Canelo, you know, a man that can take Canelo down. We're going to have so much respect for that man. Maybe it's Saturday, maybe it's not. We still have 3 fighters coming to the media workout, and I'm kind of excited to see Rolly. Rolly gave us a lot. He's a very confident guy. He loves to talk to the media. He had mentioned that he had never even seen Jaimes fight. Very confident, might be overlooking him. What do you think?
Well, for Rolando Romero, he has a lot to prove because he's in bounce-back mode. He's coming off of the loss to Isaac Cruz. He defeated Ismael Barroso before that. But Rolando Romero is a former super lightweight champion of the world. He's been in there against the likes of Gervonta Davis. He's always willing to take on anybody and everybody. However, Rolly now is looking to recover from another loss. That's 2 losses for Rolly. I don't think it bothers him. He's an old school kind of let me fight whoever is put in front of me. But again, he did come up short in his last outing. And what is he going to be able to do on Saturday night against Manuel Jaimes, who, to be fair, is a rather unknown quantity that we have seen at this level. So Rolly cannot go into this matchup underestimating Manuel Jaimes whatsoever.
You still have to have a lot of respect for Rolly. He does not dodge a fight. He goes for the big contenders. He's not afraid, so you have to respect that. There's a lot of guys that will dodge a fight. That is not Rolly. So hopefully he's on a redemption tour. So let's see what he brings. I feel like he's going to come heavy-handed. He really needs to make this redemption.
I completely agree with you, and also with Rolly Romero. What I love about Rolly is that he's a very physical fighter. He likes to mix it up. He likes a high-contact matchup. He's not one to shy away. He doesn't like to take a step backwards. He comes forward. He's going to throw punches and bunches and try to knock you senseless. So you got to respect someone who's trying to come out and take your head off, very much like how Canelo and Berlanga are going to be when the main event happens later this week.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a good fight. I think similar to Caleb Plant, who will also be here in a few moments, but he does not dodge the big fights. You know it's going to be a fight, and you know he's going to bring it as well as far as the media. He has almost gotten to fight at the Grand Arrivals with a fan in the crowd who was talking smack. Caleb seems like he's got a lot of pent-up energy, and he's going to bring it on Saturday.
Well, for Caleb Plant, he has, if you've seen him, his attire during the week has been the revenge tour. He's of the mindset that I am here to reclaim the throne that I had. He's a former IBF super middleweight champion of the world. He fought Canelo Álvarez here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Fought the likes of David Benavidez. Holds wins over the likes of Anthony Durrell. He knocked out Durrell back in October of 2022, the knockout of the year a couple of years ago. Also defeated Jose Luis Uzcategui, Porky Medina as well. Caleb Plant is the kind of old school fighter that wants to take on the world's best at all costs. He is very motivated with his aspirations to try to become a world champion again. He's also motivated by his family, his lovely wife, Jordan Plant, his lovely daughter, Charlie Plant, as well. He's wearing shoes and sneakers, you could probably ask him about it, that are attributed to his daughter that has been in camp with him. So Caleb Plant is focused on one thing, and that is getting back to that championship level that he so desires.
So we have our two guys on our revenge tour, and then we have Lara, a fighter that has been in the game for so long and now here to defend the title. A lot of talk, obviously, is age, but you guys will see today when you see him in person, I'm not seeing this age. I feel like he hasn't aged. He looks incredible. He's feeling incredible. I don't think that's going to be a factor at all this weekend.
No, Erislandy Lara has been in his fair share of wars. He was involved in the 2017 Fight of the Year against Jared Hurd. And he's somebody that is always prepared, always in shape, and always really just trying to, as he's gotten older, he's been able to adapt a more fan-friendly style. When you have that Cuban school of boxing, you can sort of outpoint and outwit your opponents. Whereas Lara now, as he's the oldest current world champion in boxing right now in the sport, he's utilizing his ability to just put you out. And he's shown that one-punch knockout power, and he's going to be looking to demonstrate that against Danny Garcia on Saturday night as he looks to provide an unfriendly welcome to Danny here at 160. Danny formerly fought at 154.
Just talking about this makes me so excited to think we are just talking about the undercard fighters here in the co-main event. I am so excited for every single fight that is happening this Saturday. This conversation just got me excited.
Well, absolutely, and you can really, as we have the undercard press conference tomorrow, that happens at 2 Eastern, 11 local time on the PBC YouTube page. There are so many different ways you can look at this entire card. Rolly Romero, what are we going to see out of Rolly to begin the pay-per-view? Is he going to be the old Rolly that has this incredible confidence and self-belief, or is he going to show a bit more vulnerability, especially after the loss that he had? For Manuel Jaimes, does he belong at this level? Is he going to be able to compete at this level? There's a reason why he's here. He's won 4 in a row, but it's different here in Vegas. It's different fighting under the bright lights of pay-per-view. So Though that's questions that I have for our opening matchup, or our next matchup with Caleb Plant and Trevor McCumby. Plant is on the revenge tour, as we have documented, taking on a guy in Trevor McCumby. And I can't remember, you know, Caleb Plant, I love when Caleb mixes it up with trash talk with his opponents, because with that, I think we get the best version of Caleb, and I think that'll be indicative on Saturday night, Kinsey.
Well, you can tell that McCumby is coming very prepared. He said this was the hardest camp ever, so I'm very excited to see how that pans out on Saturday.
Well, McCumby has said, I'm going to go ahead and really put it on Caleb Plant and remain undefeated. When you're an undefeated fighter, it's a different school of thinking, and we now continue with our workouts. We will talk with the very unique personality of this man. 15 wins, 13 of those coming by way of knockout against 2 defeats. Fighting out of Las Vegas, trained by Ismael Salas. He is the former super lightweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing one of the most unique personalities in the sport of boxing, the hard-hitting Rolando Romero. And Rolly standing by with our broadcast colleague, Kinsey. Kinsey, take it away.
Welcome, Rolly. You are one of the most well-known power punchers. What do you see in Jaimes as a strength that you're nervous for on Saturday?
I don't know.
You're nothing.
No.
I do think you could potentially be overlooking Jaimes on Saturday, but because you are coming off of 2 losses. How important is it for you to dominate on Saturday?
Important, I guess. I don't know. I'm just having fun.
You're just having fun?
Yeah, just having fun.
Okay, Rolly is just having fun. After this fight, if you are able to take it, what can we see for the future of Rolly Romero?
Haven't thought that far ahead yet.
He is focused, he is ready. He's not really thinking about this fight or the future, but let's do this media workout.
All right, Rolando Romero, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him as he's going to work out. And one thing, Kinsey, and we'll talk about it, but I always wonder what goes on in the mind of Rolly. He's certainly one of those guys that beats to his own drum. Rolly's going to Rolly, and right now we roll on with the workouts here in Las Vegas. Rolly Romero in the ring. Las Vegas, put your hands together for Rolando super lightweight champion of the world. Rolly, you can keep going as long as you want, or however you want to do it. He broke a sweat. He looks in outstanding physical shape, does Rolly. All right, great to see Rolly Romero, ladies and gentlemen. You got Rolando Rolly Romero. Rolly, this way. If we can take your way that way as he will talk with the media. Rolly Romero matching up against Manuel Jaimes to begin the pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. As you mentioned, you can purchase the pay-per-view PBC on Prime Video pay-per-view that emanates 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. It is Mexican Independence Day weekend here in the fighting capital of the world. Ray Flores joined alongside by Kinsey, as we will have Caleb Plant coming up in a few short moments to speak with all of us, and looking forward to our conversation with Caleb Plant, who is no doubt motivated. But that was one of your opportunities to talk with Rolly Romero. How did you take away from your conversation, Kinsey? He's certainly a unique personality.
This is my second conversation with Rolly, and they're always very different. This is something that you mentioned to me. You never know what he's going to bring. What a fun character. What a fun personality. I know the fans love it. I always love when we get a fighter like that because it keeps you entertained. In fighting, it's about the entertainment.
Well, and the thing about with Rolly is that that's who he is. I mean, that's literally, people ask, they're like, is this an act, or is this something that they're putting on for the cameras? No, Rolly is gonna Rolly. That's who he is. He is his true, authentic self, and he is unfiltered, and I love that about him because he is truly very genuine when it comes to how he approaches fight week. The way he is in front of the cameras is how he is off camera, and you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt in that regard, Kinsey.
And you saw the crowd love it too. You can tell that because of his amazing personality, obviously he's an amazing fighter, but he has a lot of fan support. We heard a lot of people in the crowd going nuts for him when he entered the stage. So let's see, his redemption tour is on right now. Let's see how it goes on Saturday.
Also, for those of you that are thinking, that are watching on the PBC YouTube page, make sure to click the subscribe button to get all the latest information and news behind Canelo Berlanga Fight Week. If you're on the fence and you're thinking about, should I come to Las Vegas, limited tickets are available, AXS.com. And I just say jump on a plane, get your way here to Las Vegas, because it is going to be a party. The party has already started, but it will continue to get into full swing, Kinsey, over the next few days as we get closer to fight night on Saturday night.
Well, the amazing thing about Fight Week, it is Fight Week. So not only did we have the grand arrivals yesterday, we have the media workouts today, but we have another press conference tomorrow, and then the weigh-ins on Friday, and then the fight on Saturday. So you're getting fun every single day through the Premier Boxing Champions Network. So make sure you guys are staying tuned, coming to the fight, because it's always interesting every day.
I also want to thank our fine staff involved in TGB Promotions, Tom Brown, promoter, Brittany Goosen Brown, the vice president. Also, we have Hervey, Eric, the entire team, Sammy, Caesar, thank you so much. Chris Gilmore Jr. doing an outstanding job per usual, as we are very excited to be here in the fighting capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Canelo and Berlanga, the rivalry renewed between Mexico and Puerto Rico. We've had some memorable events that have been involved with fighters from Mexico and Puerto Rico. Canelo fought the great Miguel Cotto back in November of 2015. That was here in Las Vegas, and now he once again takes on a very hungry and determined challenger from Brooklyn, but of Puerto Rican heritage, in Edgar Berlanga.
I think that we're seeing a lot of fans, too, from New York, from the East Coast, with Berlanga being from New York, but being a Puerto Rican. You're kind of getting that East Coast, you're getting Puerto Rico, a lot of backing for him, so I'm very excited to see how he turns out on Saturday.
Well, Edgar Berlanga told me during the press conference today he's going to knock out Canelo Álvarez in 6 rounds or under, and I'm very curious to see if he will fulfill that promise. If he can do it, it would be remarkable if he does it at any point in the fight, but he is so confident as to say, I'm going to knock him out in 6 or less.
Very, very bold. Canelo has never, ever been knocked out. So for him to say the 6th round is very confident, obviously we love a confident fighter. That's what you have to be going into fight night. But can he pull it off?
Well, speaking of exuding confidence, Canelo Álvarez is exuding quite a bit of that, and he deserves it because he's been involved in 25 World Championship fights. He's been main eventing here during Mexican Independence Day weekend 5 times, but he has stated, I'm going to knock out Edgar Berlanga in 8 rounds or less. So that is another bold prediction, this time, though, from Canelo Álvarez.
And I think he's earned it. You know, he's earned it to make that statement. And if you guys have not been to a Canelo fight, there truly is nothing like it. We've obviously both been to a lot of fights. There is something special about a Canelo fight. His fan base, the energy, it is going to be electric on Saturday night.
You know, one thing that I love about the electricity as I'm thinking about what we can expect on Saturday night, Kinsey, is that I love the anthems because the fans are going to get loud. It is that tribal national anthem before the ring walks where you will likely have the Puerto Rican national anthem, then the Mexican national anthem, and then our United States national anthem. So I cannot wait for that. And then the guys will make that final walk to the ring. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up because the electricity, the anticipation will be at a fever pitch.
I also love the walkout songs. I feel like it really describes them as a fighter, describes them as a person. You can see so much of their personality just on that walkout. The build-up, there's nothing like it right before a fight. You're getting excited. You're ready for a knockout. Obviously, that's the most entertaining thing to see. And I feel like we're going to see a couple knockouts this weekend.
Well, these guys are looking to make a statement. So you have Canelo Berlanga on the top of the marquee. But when you have guys like Rolando Romero, Caleb Plant, and also Danny Garcia and Erislandy Lara, they're going to try to steal the show. So the guys that are on the co-main event and below, they're going to try to steal the night. They're going to try to have everyone talking about them on Monday morning as to, did you see so-and-so perform? Did you see that incredible fight? Did you see that incredible knockout? Because everybody on this card wants to steal the show. Who's going to be able to do it on Saturday, Kinsey?
I do love when you have the undercard fighters trying to steal the show. It makes for the entire fight night to be so interesting. I remember in the last fight, Benavidez was set on being the star of the show. We did have a crazy Tank knockout, so I don't know if he quite stole the show because that last Tank knockout was one for the books. That was probably the most crazy fight I've ever seen. I think it's going to be something similar this weekend.
Gervonta Davis, one of the most electrifying fighters in the sport, as is Canelo Álvarez. We are so honored and privileged to have both of them under the Premier Boxing Champions banner. Ladies and gentlemen, Fight Week continues here in Las Vegas tomorrow, as Kinsey mentioned, 2 Eastern, 11 local time on the PBC YouTube page, the Undercard press conference. You will hear from the fighters involved on our pay-per-view Undercard and also the PBC on Prime Video prelims that precede the pay-per-view at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. So a loaded afternoon and evening of boxing. Sit back, relax. If you're at home and you're watching the comfort of your own home, sit back, relax, enjoy, get your favorite food and beverage, and enjoy what is going to be this incredible night of boxing.
I also want to make sure you guys don't miss tuning in for the Undercard press conference tomorrow because you know McCumby and Plant are going to have a lot to say. There's been a lot of build-up with these two fighters, so I think it's going to be a really interesting press conference, so don't miss that one.
All right, now we bring it to the ring. A man who has a record of 22 wins, 13 of those coming by way of knockout against 2 defeats. He is the former IBF super middleweight champion of the world, a very proud and honored family man with his lovely wife, Jordan Plant, his lovely daughter, Charlie Plant. He knocked out Anthony Durrell for the knockout of the year back in 2022. This man has fought the world's best. He's trained by one of the best trainers in the game from Philadelphia, Stephen "Breadman" Edwards. Fighting out of Las Vegas, proudly representing Nashville, Tennessee, is the former world champion, Caleb Plant. Caleb led to the ring by his father, Richie Plant. Also, Stephen "Breadman" Edwards. The revenge tour for Caleb Plant, ladies and gentlemen. He's standing by with Kinsey.
Welcome, Caleb. There's definitely been some animosity between you and Trevor. If you had to describe Trevor as a fighter in 3 words, what would you say?
Not experienced enough.
What about the other 2 words?
Not experienced enough.
Okay, there. There we have it. We've seen a lot how much your family means to you. You mentioned you had custom shoes. You have your daughter here with you for training camp. Explain that importance for you, your family.
Yeah, you know, family's super important to me. My wife, my daughter, my dad, my stepmom. You know, they're always all in the gym with me. And, you know, we're a boxing family. I wouldn't have it any other way.
And if you come for revenge and you get this title, what can we expect to see from you?
When I get revenge.
Win.
Just to move forward with other big fights. You know, you guys know that I'm always up for the biggest challenges, but first things first, you know, I got to focus on the 14th this Saturday, 1 fight at a time.
And how do you see Saturday panning out?
And the new. Get that WBA belt, put it around my waist.
Amazing. Good luck on Saturday, and let's get to your workout.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Caleb Plant, ladies and gentlemen. You want to talk about a man who's a student of the game. Caleb Plant is, without a shadow of a doubt, that he's a throwback fighter, and I love how he is just so focused and determined. He will be taking on Trevor McCumby for the interim WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Las Vegas, show some love to Caleb Plant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the house. We want to bring up the daughter of Caleb Plant, the always entertaining and charismatic Charlie Plant, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie's having fun here in Las Vegas. Charlie Plant, Caleb Plant as well, his lovely wife Jordan Plant, an outstanding reporter. Great to see Caleb Plant in the house here. He will be wearing some sneakers as a tribute to his daughter, Caleb Plant, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice to meet you. I remember seeing you at that first media workout. It was stunning.
So are you. Good job, you guys.
She's such a fun follow on social media.
Oh my God. I know.
Have you followed her on social media?
No,
you gotta follow Charlie on social media.
She's funny.
Both of you guys. You guys crack it up.
Oh.
Hi, Charlie Plant. I've never met you before.
Oh my gosh.
How are you?
That's Mama's friend, Betty.
What's your favorite color?
She makes so much fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
And this is Hayfield.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the workouts. Great to see Caleb Plant. Awesome appearance by Jordan Plant, Charlie Plant as well. It's a family affair here in Las Vegas. And speaking of family affairs, in our co-main event, Danny Garcia, trained by his father, Angel Garcia. We're going to talk with Erislandy Lara, who's the reigning WBA middleweight champion of the world. One more guy to go, and we will finish off these workouts. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to get your selfies and get a hold of the fighters and see if you can get a final glimpse as they continue with ongoing preparations ahead of their matchups coming up on Saturday night. Caleb Plant, Trevor McCumby, going to be a terrific matchup. And Kinsey, what did you take away from your conversation with Caleb Plant moments ago?
You know, he did say that, you know, McCumby doesn't have quite the experience. So he seems very confident going into Saturday, but we'll see how it's panned out. I know McCumby's trained very, very, very hard for this fight. So I think it's going to be a great matchup either way.
Well, what I love is that, you know, there is such a thing, and Leonard Ellerby has done a marvelous job of saying that there are levels to this game, and obviously Caleb Plant looking to provide an unfriendly welcome to Trevor McCumby at this level. Now, this man will be defending his WBA Middleweight Championship of the World on Saturday night against Danny Garcia, hailing from the Cuban School of Boxing, one of the greatest amateurs of modern times. He's a two-division world champion and is boxing's current oldest world champion, trained by the respected Ismael Salas. His record, 30 wins, 18 of those by knockout against 3 losses and 3 bouts even. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA middleweight champion of the world, Erislandy, the American Dream Lara. Put your hands together, Las Vegas, for the middleweight champion of the world. Erislandy Lara, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. We got Martin Bater, who is making his way in the ring. All right, Martin doing all he can to get in the ring. And Kinsey standing by with the champ. Kinsey?
Welcome. You are the current oldest title holder. How have you evolved as a fighter over all of these years?
Sos el campeón activo más veterano de todo el mundo del boxeo. ¿Cómo has evolucionado a través de los años para llegar a donde estás?
Trabajando duro y cuidando el cuerpo.
Well, you know, I just work hard and I've been taking care of my body. There's no secret to it.
You face so many opponents. Where do you feel like Garcia lands as far as as those opponents?
¿Cómo sentís que Garcia se ubica, se rankea en la lista de tus oponentes durante tu carrera?
Bueno, Garcia es un buen boxeador. Fue campeón en las divisiones inferiores abajo, pero bueno, estamos en la 160. Vamos a ver cómo viene el 14.
You know, Garcia is a good fighter. He's been a champion at the lower divisions, but let's see how he measures up at 160. It's a whole different animal here.
Have you done anything special or different in this fight camp preparing for Danny Garcia?
¿Has hecho algo distinto en tu campamento de entrenamiento actual para enfrentarte a Danny Garcia?
Nada, trabajando duro y seguir trabajando. Eso es lo más importante. Trabajando enfocado y bien enfocado.
Like I said, there's no secret. It's just about working hard and then working even harder. If you do that, then you're going to be okay.
Well, we are so excited to see you this Saturday, and good luck, and let's do your workout.
Erislandy Lara going to work out, ladies and gentlemen, here in Las Vegas. Erislandy Lara, the WBA middleweight champion of the world, working out here at the MGM Grand. Ladies and gentlemen, fight week rolls on. We have Lara and Danny Garcia colliding for Lara's WBA middleweight championship of the world. It all goes down 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, presented by Canelo Promotions, along with DGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. Tickets are available. They are going quickly. AXS.com is how you get them, or you can purchase the pay-per-view. PBC Pay-Per-View on Prime Video. You do not want to miss Mexican Independence Day weekend with Canelo and Berlanga, also Erislandy Lara and Danny Garcia. Lara working out here in Vegas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara, the WBA middleweight champion of the world, working out here in Las Vegas ahead of his title defense against Danny Garcia. And Kinsey, my goodness, another day in the books, but what did you take away from the workouts today?
It's so good to see. It's so fun for the fans to get to see these fighters in person, not only get to speak with them for a second, but see them in person, in action. And this week is just getting started.
No question about it. So tomorrow, 2 Eastern, 11 Central, or 11 Pacific time on the PBC YouTube page, the undercard press conference. Don't miss that. Kinsey then on Friday afternoon outside of Toshiba Plaza. There will be the weigh-in and the ceremonial face-off. And then Saturday night, we get going with Canelo Berlanga, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, PBC Pay-Per-View on Prime Video. Prelims come your way for free on Prime Video at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. Kinsey, it's going to be a tremendous week here in Las Vegas.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget that Friday weigh-in is open to the public. So stay tuned on these lives, or we'll see you guys on Friday.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow during the undercard press conference. So long for now from Vegas.